All right, guys. So you remember when you were a kid, you had those quick drinks? Well, Frog Fuel is like that. It's not your typical protein supplement. It's a ready-to-drink daily recovery protein shot. So you grab it, you hit it, no mixing, no nothing. Frog Fuel has a proprietary formula that is nanohydrolyzed, so it digests in only 15 minutes. It goes to work right away, supporting muscle growth and soft tissue recovery after hard workouts and the demands of a person that has an active lifestyle. It comes in a portable, ready-to-drink, 1 ounce shot. So no mixing, no mess, no measuring. I always had powder all over the counter whenever I was mixing my protein shakes. And if you're one of those people that just loves their protein powder, Frog Fuel can be used in addition to that powdered protein. So all you do, you just got to rip it and sip it and get on with your day. The boy's like a rapper now. I mean, I'm proud of myself. So check out frogfuel.com for more. Hey, you're in Utah.
Yep.
That house looks like you're in Utah. I mean, that just looked like a nice house in Utah right now.
Dude, we're in some giant ass cabin on the side of a mountain in Park City. So
Yeah.
really nice place.
Park City is beautiful. All right, guys, that's John Wood, coach of Merab Dvalishvili, Aljamain Sterling. But he's coaching in Utah right now because he's on the verge of one of the biggest fights of his career as Khalil Rountree challenges Alex Pereira for the championship coach. Thanks for stopping by, checking in with me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, buddy.
You know what's kind of funny about you? So I didn't know you very much when I was fighting, but I remember being in the pandemic in Abu Dhabi during the whole lockdown, and I was like, hey, coach, you think you could hold some pads for me? We held pads, and that was like the start of our friendship. From there to video games, I was like, yo, I mess with this John Wood fella.
Yeah, no, good times. That was a crazy time. And actually, through that whole situation, met a lot of cool people and met a lot of new friends and stuff. But it was, man, I don't miss those times.
No. So, when we were out there, I knew you were a good coach, but obviously I was just finishing competing. I didn't know much of your background. But then as we got to talking, I started to realize, you held the pads. And I was like, man, I like his flow. He's a fantastic coach. But then it continued to grow and grow and grow. And now Syndicate is one of the premier gyms in mixed martial arts. When you look back on your journey, coach, did you expect it to be this? I know you had confidence in yourself, but it has grown so fast that it's one of those teams that you didn't see coming. And now you guys are very relevant in mixed martial arts.
That's the funny thing is this is my 20th year owning this gym. So 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. This is my 20th year, 21st year, I think. So we went through a couple name changes through whatever sponsors would, pay me to keep the doors open from 2004, So Zion's Training Center, Warrior Training Center, Throwdown Training Center.
I remember that.
And Syndicate. It's been me the whole time. So it's a 20-year overnight success. So yeah, I kind of we've had so many ups and downs and good flows, and this isn't the first time that we've had this big push. It's the biggest push, obviously, when you get title fights. Working with Weili, being with Weili the last couple fights.
Oh yeah,
Merab, and now Khalil, to have 3 active title champions in the UFC, or potentially 3 active, is obviously puts all eyes on you. But this was always the plan. Now that it's happening, it's pretty crazy and surreal to have all this go on. But the last couple of years went through a lot of changes, staff changes, bringing in the right coaching staff, just changing the culture, and that's what really kind of clicked for everything. Is making sure the culture of the gym team is together and everybody's working together, and that's what's really kind of changed the success and the notoriety, and that's what's given us this big push lately.
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch, man, especially for the good guys. I was telling someone that recently. I said, watching Merab, watching some of these guys become champions. So Jelly Roll, right? We all know Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll's a good guy. And for him to go from where he was to where he is today, it doesn't happen for the good guys very often. So it's
Yeah,
always nice when one of the good guys kind of gets his due and you're one of those good guys. I will never
thanks.
forget you opening your gym to my wrestling team every time we wrestle in Vegas in April. I'm very thankful for that. But ultimately, what makes you who you are is your ability to train champions. First one, Merab Dvalishvili became the champ a couple weeks ago. You got Khalil on the cusp. Zhang Weili, who is, dude, I swear to God, I think Zhang Weili is everything. Like,
Yeah,
she is literally my favorite fighter. She
she's
could beat, she's the best.
dude, she would beat most men. She is there. There's literally like she's a stud, dude. She is on a different level than 99% of the fighters out here in the world. And
Yeah.
that's what just makes her special. You know, I'm very fortunate. I've been with her for 4 camps now. So it's been awesome to like have that, you know, and working with her for the last 3 or 4 camps has given me, you know, good insight and good abilities to be able to make these kind of, you know, this title run that we're having right now.
Yeah.
So it's been, man, she's an awesome, you know, she's just the best at
It
everything.
gives you perspective, right? Like
Yeah,
whenever you train someone like Zhang Weili, when you get a Merab or you get an Aljo and you get a Khalil, you're like, well, I know what it took for her to be who she is. We know how to train these fighters already, but like
yeah.
now I gotta apply some of these same lessons, but they're all different, right? They're all so different. How do you
Yeah, I
build those
mean,
specific
the
plans
one
for them?
underlining thing. First off, Aljo's not mine. Aljo
Oh,
just
I
kind
thought
of
Aljo was with Merab too.
yeah. He floats in and out. He's
Yeah.
over, you know, with Eric Nixick and those guys at XC
Yeah.
and
Oh,
that
yeah. I
stuff.
forgot. He's at Couture. Yeah.
You know, he kind of goes around. But the cool thing about this, you know, from Weili to Merab to Khalil, the difference that we have is these guys are all very humble. They're all very like down to earth champs. Like Weili, you would never even know if she was a champion at the level of one of the greatest fighters in the world if you sat down with her. Same with Merab. They're all hardworking, you know, just grinders that do they're all good people. They're all people that you would love to hang out with. So it's really awesome. It's not hard to be around. It's not hard to coach them. It's not hard to have that find their flow with them because they're all such good people. They're all so easy to work with. So I've been very fortunate, you know, in that you know in my career, and especially with this, to have like I said, to have 3 studs that are just all great people that are all going to be, you know, well, 2 that are world champions and one that's going to be a world champion here next week.
Are these cold calls? Like, how are these fighters finding you? Because I remember when we were when we were rocking and rolling that AKA and Khabib comes over from New Jersey, he comes over through King Mo,
Yeah.
right? Then another guy comes over through someone else. How are they finding Syndicate right now? Like, are they calling you? Is there a manager that's going, hey, Zhang
Uh,
Weili wants to train?
yeah, all facets, but it's you know the sport. It's who you know. Being in
Yeah.
Vegas and obviously being in Vegas for you know my whole life, but 20 25 years of the fight game now, you end up people know. I'm not a big like look at me type of coach. I
No.
don't do a lot of interviews. I've started doing it lately just because of, you know, all this stuff. And, you know,
Yeah.
I put myself out there a lot. So, you know, but it gets me the people that I want to work with. I like a specific, you know, type of person. So I get to work with that. But through the, you know, obviously the PI, people coming in through Vegas all the time. It's the fight capital, UFC's there. So there's always people coming in and out. So you just get referred. You know, Khalil I've had for I think 10, 12 years now. I think
Yeah.
at his like first or second pro fight is when I started working with him. So we've been at it for a long time. Weili was referred through, you know, just hearsay and people at the you know like the PI and people through just hey so and so, and then our manager reached out and I was like yeah absolutely and did one session and we hit it off and it went from there. Um, Merab, you know, same thing. Came to Vegas. I think the PI has been pretty awesome because there's, you know, it's just always people are coming in. There's an influx of fighters always coming in. So I think 4 years ago, somewhere around 4 or 5 years ago, he had stopped in and started kind of training on and off. And and just kind of stuck around. It's like that little stray dog we fed, and he just kind of kept coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back. And, it finally just, we kind of slow played it. And after like a year or two, he's like, hey, this is my place. So it's just awesome. Like Vegas is great. We have just such an influx all the time. So it's, there's always people coming in and out.
There's so many great things to Vegas. Like I love everything about Vegas. I love the fighting. I love the city. You know what I also love? I love watching the Raiders just absolutely quit the other day on the football field.
How dare you?
That was probably my favorite Vegas moment. All the championships, everything I have done in that city, I enjoyed nothing more than watching them just quit on y'all.
How dare you? How dare you? I mean, I'm gonna walk off this show right now.
Yeah, but
come on, man.
I want to prop you up, build you, and then boom,
kick me right off the stool.
Kick you right in the nuts.
It's hard being a Raiders fan. It's definitely hard at times, but you got to stick with them. I love it. It's you guys, the Saints. Fortunately, you got one of our hand-me-downs, and he's doing well right now.
I want to give him back after last weekend. I actually want to give him back.
The game before, y'all thought you were going to have this gem, but that was the problem here. So. Man, I'm hoping the Raiders can turn around. I'm season ticket holder, and it's rough. It's rough, but I love the Raiders, man. We have faith.
It's kind of crazy how much you guys do love that team. I've been like championships, right? They come so few and far in between. Like you said, you've now stood with Zhang Weili as she got her belt back and defended. You have now stood with Merab. You're on the verge of chasing down another championship with Khalil Rountree. This is a guy, like you said, has been there from the very beginning. That has to mean more because you've seen the process. Because there was a time where Khalil struggled, and no one ever could have imagined that he would be who he is today.
Yeah, for sure. Khalil is a special, unique person. And, when I first got him, you could see the talent. The talent's always been there. The natural ability, the scary dude has been there from day one. So, and there was, this guy was knocking people out. He was knocking out legends behind the scenes and sparring, and you heard the rumblings. You heard this guy was going to be the next big thing. He just, at the beginning, he struggled with like really identifying himself as a fighter. He's such a unique character, unique person, that I don't know that he just wasn't ready for it back then. And like I said, I've told this story before. I remember, I think it was, his third or fourth fight, he was talking to me about wanting to retire and go into construction. He's like, yeah, I think I got this good construction job. It's going to pay good money. And I said, whoa, bro. No. I was like, just give me a year. Give me a year, and I promise you do whatever support whatever you want after that. Just give me a hard year. And, through that process, the Ultimate Fighter came, and he got on there. And then that's kind of where he said the spotlight, I think, for Khalil, the big picture at the beginning was just too big. We had to shrink the picture down and kind of just go, hey, listen, you don't need to be all these things that you're supposed to be, that this next big thing. We just need to be you. You need to find yourself, identify yourself, figure out how you get comfortable doing this. And it was a struggle. And that was really the only struggle was just more mentally for him. We had some ups, had some downs, and then, he moved to Thailand after the Gokhan Saki fight. And kind of, found himself as a person, as a man. I think he was gone for a couple of years and ended up hitting me back up and was like, hey, had some success, had some ups, some big downs while he was out there. And he just hit me up and was like, hey, I think I'm ready to come back. And he came back, and his, strength and conditioning coach, who's a big mentor to him, Lorenzo, and myself, we all met up, and he's just like, listen, I want to make a run at this. I want to do it. And you could just tell there's something different about him. He had matured, and it was good because like the same thing happened to me as a coach, During that process, I got better. I learned how to work with people a little bit more. And because he's a very, like I said, unique character, and I try to work
I
with
know
all of my.
he dressed crazy too. Oh man, he be dressing crazy. I saw him the other day. I was like, boy.
Yeah, so like I just learned how to kind of work with him better. And it really we sat down, had a meeting, and it's been nothing but great since he's been back. And we've had nothing but success. He's really matured as a fighter, matured as as a person, as a man, and it's really showing. We've all learned how to just work together as a team. So this is a big one to kind of go through the path that we've gone. And this would be my first like homegrown, straight from the beginning type of thing. So yeah, it means a lot to me. They all mean a lot to me. And I mean, every fight, I love my fighters. We're a very close, tight knit team. We all work together. I'm flying out in 2 days to go to Paris for a short notice fight for Vince Morales, who just got back in the UFC. And that one means just as much to me as the title fights, man. I love all these guys, but this is an awesome experience, and I'm so happy for Khalil and where he's at and what he's persevered to come through to find himself as, like I said, not only a fighter but as a person. And I truly think he's going to go out there and get it done.
I'm going to be in Park City next week. There's a great golf course up there that I love to play. I've played every time I've been to Utah, so I will be up in Park City with my finger up in the air like you bougie up there.
Bougie.
Y'all so bougie up in Park City, John Wood. I can't even really look at you. You're training champions. You're living in Park City. You're a completely different human being. You said that Alex Pereira, stay with me now. You said that Alex Pereira is going to be the first one to shoot. Chael Sonnen also said Khalil Rountree is going to knock Alex Pereira out in this fight. Said it's the worst possible matchup for him. And then you double down and say he's going to be the first one to shoot. What am I missing in here where I see the guy that's knocked everybody out, the greatest striker the UFC's ever seen, y'all turning him into a wrestler? Now, by no means am I saying he's going to knock Khalil out. What I am saying is all we have seen this dude do is knock people out. But you guys are telling me you're going to turn him into a wrestler. You and Chael.
All right. Well, listen, we're fighting the boogeyman. He's the scariest dude out in MMA right now. And he's going to hold that title for the next couple weeks before there's the new scariest dude in MMA. Like, what you see, there's no doubt about it. Alex is a special dude. What he does, and how he does it sometimes isn't the prettiest, but that's part of the allure. I think he and a lot of people sleep on, he does this ugly, he does that ugly. But that's part of it. He does it ugly. He does it beautifully ugly. And that's how he ends up knocking you out, is drawing you into this, hey, I can capitalize on this. Oops, no, you can't. So we're not going to fall into that trap, one. I didn't say I think Alex is coming out to shoot. I just said,
you said he'll shoot first.
I think if anybody breaks, it's going to be him. We're not shooting. Alex, you've seen Alex. Alex has shot before. Alex took Izzy down. Alex
did some crazy shit against Izzy. I wouldn't call that wrestling.
he's the one who. You're not going to find a tape of a takedown of Khalil shooting takedowns. Now, can Khalil do takedowns? Of course, we do MMA. We don't just train to go and expect like this is going to be just this or this, that. We're always defending takedowns. We're shooting our own takedowns. We're doing everything every day. But I do stand and say that if a takedown happens, it ain't coming from our side. It's coming from that side.
Coach, and as far as that sounds like a dangerous game, Coach. Sounds like a dangerous game. I don't think
so. When
your guy can knock him out, we know that he can knock him out. Like,
of course.
I told Johnny Walker this. I said, the fact that you don't know how to wrestle means that you're always only one shot away from getting put out.
Yep.
You got to have that ability to take people down or at least threaten it.
I agree. Absolutely. That's why, like I said, this is mixed martial arts, so you have to be prepared for everything. But it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If we go out there and people want to see two dudes knock each other out, and I say, Khalil, go out there and let's go knock this guy out. Whatever happens, and they stand up, then it'll be, he should have shot to take him down.
Yes.
Just like Merab's fight.
My God, John Wood's the dumbest coach in the world.
Just like Merab's fight, we should have stood with O'Malley and just let him knock us out or something like that. People are always like, well, you should just do anything. Like, well, we're here to win fights. Sometimes silence wins fights.
But you did, John Wood, you fought your fight And according to Sean O'Malley, you lost. You fought your fight. And Sean O'Malley said the Sugar State Commission has now said he
He's
won 1,
smoking
3,
the
and 5.
good stuff. He's smoking the good stuff. Him and Tim are over there. They're still high from that. So let's not pay attention to what they're saying. That fight, I don't even think was. I think there were some judges that were a little even, lenient in giving them a round or two. But I can see that. I can see a 4-1. No problem.
48-47 was very surprising to me.
Yeah, I'll give him 1 round. I'll give him 1 round for sure. But yeah, I don't think the Sugar State Athletic Commission is going to hold up anywhere. So,
Coach, I got one last question for you before you go. And I will see you next week in Salt Lake City. I cannot wait. One of my favorite cities to watch fights. Hey, if anything, the things that you say to me seem more likely because I've seen some insane stuff happen in that arena. I saw Kamaru Usman get knocked out. I saw Dustin Poirier get knocked out. I've seen some crazy stuff happen in that arena. So for your side, you guys should be looking forward to it. But you've had 2 different builds now. Pereira and his team are very quiet. Plinio's a great guy. Glover's a great guy. You guys probably get along swimmingly. That wasn't the case a couple weeks ago as you guys were getting ready for the O'Malley fight at the Sphere. It was very nasty at times. Merab hates the coach. The coach was coaching Merab. It was a crazy. There's kissing in the octagon, overcoaching. It was a lot. Which one do you prefer as a coach? Do you prefer the bad blood, or do you prefer the more laid back? Well, we got 2 guys that are going to fight, and we're going to kind of just live in our own world.
I mean, I'm not much of a vocal guy when it comes. I think our job as coaches is to sit back and let the fighters do what they need to do. So I try to stay out of that. I'm much more of I'd rather prefer the chill, but it does get me fired up when you get somebody talking shit and going on and doing whatever. It's always fun, and it makes it that much fun.
I thought we were about to have a coach fight.
I
thought we were about to have a coach fight between you and
I'm always good with that, man. I'm always good with that. I think I'd hold my own pretty good. But yeah, man, they're both fun. No matter what, I love coaching. It's absolutely the best thing in the world. I can't see myself doing anything other than this. And to be involved in either one, if it's loud, if it's quiet, I'm good. I'm game for whatever, man. I think it's both. It's both.
I loved it, man. I always loved the noise. I love the fighting. I love throwing shit. That's why my fights always look like that. I was always fighting in the cage, fighting in the casino, but it equates to big dollars. So that's what I love.
For sure.
Guys, Big John Wood is on the verge of coaching the 2nd world champion in less than a month. He's in Park City, Utah right now, getting ready for UFC 307 as Khalil Rountree takes on Alex Pereira. Guys, John, thank you for checking in with me. I appreciate it, man. Guys, until next time, hit that bell button so that you miss none of my videos. Like, subscribe, and tell all your friends about my YouTube channel because I'm bringing guys like John Wood on. And make sure you tap into everything Coach Wood is doing. Syndicate MMA, go get your membership if you want to train with the best. Until next time, peace.
Thank you, sir.